The first thing that we're gonna talk about is the history of Tokyo, and it dates back about 4,000 years. Originally called Edo, the city began to flourish after Tokugawa Ieyasu established it in Tokugawa shogunate in 63. Center of politics and culture in Japan. Edo grew into a large city with a population of over 1 million inhabitants in mid-18th century. During all this time, the emperor resided in Tokyo, which was the former capital of the nation. The Edo period was lasted of almost 2060 years until the Meiji restorations in 1868, when the Tokugawa shogunate ended and the imperial rule was restored. The emperor moved to Edo, which was renamed Tokyo, thus Tokyo became the capital of Japan. Well, in the geography, Tokyo was divided in two main areas, the mainland and the island. The continental area is located on the northwest marginal of Tokyo Bay, and is located in the center-west of the island of Hondo or Honshu, forming part of the Kanto regions. Tokyo City escapes in most made up of modern and contemporary architecture, and olden vaults are insured softly. Tokyo features main international famous form of modern architecture, including in Tokyo International Forum, the Asahi Beer Hall, the Kokun Gakuen Tower, and the NTT Docomo Yoyogi Building, and the Rainbow Bridge. Tokyo also features two distinctive towers, the Tokyo Tower and the New Tokyo Skytree. However, Tokyo enjoys a temperature-humid subtropical climate with a relative humidity of 83%. Approximately 45% of the year is rainy days, 40% cloudy days, 10% clear days, and the rest are snowy days. The average temperature in winter is 5 grades, with occasionally snowfall, and in summer it's 27 grades.
Tokyo is the culture center of Japan. Tokyo's unique culture is reflected in these traditional arts like Ikenawa, flower arranging, origami, ukiyo-e, it's good block reading, kabuki, complex dramas performed in elaborate costumes. Also, Waran-Cup is puppet terror, and onsen is hot springs used as public burying places. Tokyo's food. The first dish is soba, established itself as popular fast food by the period 18th century and came to be a major local specialty of Tokyo. It is also one of the few dishes that the dinner is encouraged to slurp. This because slurping is believed to be the best way to appreciate the smell of the buckwheat noodles. The second is monyuyaki. It's made with a flour-based wheaty batter into which is stirred cabbage and other ingredients are mixed before it is all cooked on a hot griddle. The last one is unagi. Kabayaki or charcoal grilled is sliced down the back, first blood planed, then steamed, and then seasoned and grilled once again. About entertainment in Tokyo, the first place is Pasella Resorts Akiba. With 8 floors of entertainment, this building complex is rightfully named Multi-Entertainment in Japanese. Pasella Resorts is known among locals as having decorative karaoke rooms and enormous honey toast dishes. Though a chain store, this specific branch offers something different for every floor. The second place is 3331 or Shiyoda. The former Union High School may still look like an educational institution from the outside, but its interiors have been transformed to serve a very different purpose. Each classroom is dedicated to a gallery or credited space whose occupants are free to experiment with the interior any way they choose. The third place is Yumemigasaki Zoo. Established in 1972, it's home to more than 50 types of animals, including mountain zebras and penguins. The grounds are especially scenic in spring, when 430 trees are in bloom, making it the perfect spot for a picnic. Famous personalities. The first one is Yohji Yamamoto, is fashion designer. The second is Yuzuru Hanyu, is a professional ice skater. And the last one is Hayao Miyazaki, is an animation film director.
Transportation in Tokyo. Tokyo, as the center of the Greater Tokyo Area, is Japan's largest domestic and international hub for rail and ground transportation. Public transportation within Tokyo is dominated by an extensive network of clean and efficient trains and subways run by a variety of operators, with buses, monorails, and trams playing a secondary feeder role. Rail is the primary mode of transportation in Tokyo. The Japan Rail network of trains covers the whole of the country, and JRS is responsible for the network in the east of Japan, including Tokyo. This can be a highly economical and convenient way to travel. Shinkansen, or the bullet train, is Japan's high-speed rail network, formerly operated by the Japanese National Railways Company. You can catch a glimpse of the iconic bullet trains at various places throughout the city, but it is also possible to book tickets online even before you step foot in Japan. Tokyo also counts with subway, taxis, buses, car rental, vehicle sharing and rental, and air travel. The subway covers the whole city with more than 280 stations. Tokyo subway lines will help you get to almost any destination quickly and easily. When walking Tokyo streets, you will never be far from a taxi. Thousands of green, yellow, and black cabs are available to be flagged down as and when you need them. Signs in the window highlight whether the cab is free, on a pickup, or going home. Buses can be useful transportation alternative to trains if you're staying outside of the immediate city center. If you're traveling in a larger group, planning a trip outside of the city, traveling with children or older people, car rental is something worth considering. Discovering Tokyo by bicycle, it's a fun way to explore the city, offering you a wider range of sights and sounds that might otherwise be missed if you're traveling on other forms of public transportation. For the air travel, as a result of World War II, Japanese planes are generally forbidden to fly over Tokyo. Therefore, Japan constructed airports outside Tokyo, which are Narita International Airport and Henda, that offers domestic and international flights. And now the economy in Tokyo. Tokyo has the largest metropolitan economy in the world. According to a study conducted by PricewaterhouseCoopers, the Greater Tokyo area of 38 million people had a total of GDP of 2 trillion in 2012, which topped that list. Tokyo is a major international finance center. It houses the headquarters of several of the world's largest investment banks and insurance companies, and serves as the hub for Japan's transportation, publishing, electronics, and broadcasting industries. Tokyo was rated by the Economist Intelligence Unit as the most expensive city in the world for 14 years in a row, ending in 2006, when it was replaced by Oslo, and later Paris. In 2020 Global Financial Center Index, Tokyo was ranked as having the fourth most competitive financial center in the world and second most competitive in Asia. Tokyo is the perfect mix of being ultra-modern and traditional all in a big city. It has a lot of cool and different places to visit. One of them are these. Sensoji is a Buddhist temple, the oldest temple in Tokyo and one of the most important. Then we have Yanaka's Old Town Walking Tour by Magical Trip. It's one of the most popular guided tours in Tokyo. If you want to see a different side of Tokyo rather than the city's modern culture, this tour is highly recommended. Then we have Nezu Shrine. It's a Shinto best known for its Azalea festival in springtime, but a great spot to visit all year round. Then, Hiro. It's a great area to explore the latest Tokyo food culture as numbers of swanky spots gather in this area, such as cafes, restaurants serving trendy and healthy items. Yayoi Kusama is a famous artist that opened up a museum of contemporary art. And last but not least, Inokashira Oshi Park is one of the largest parks in Tokyo with a vast space including a pond, zoo, etc. And also a popular spot for cherry blossoms and autumn leaves viewing.